Hello, and welcome back to Basic Spanish for OT, PT, and SLP. My name is Juanita, and I will be your host. I am an occupational therapy assistant as well as the author of this book, Basic Spanish for OT, PT, and SLP clinicians in the acute hospital setting. This book, as well as the ebook, can be purchased on Amazon.com. With that being said, there are three things that I would like you to do. Hit like if you like these videos, or if you'll like this video, I would appreciate that. Two, hit subscribe if you would like to get more information or notification when these videos are uploaded, as well as tell a friend. I've run into so many people in different settings who said that they wish that they had some way that they could learn Spanish, the basic Spanish to be able to help, to ask a few questions. I suggest, firstly, that if you have an interpreter, use an interpreter when you're working with your patients. But unfortunately, many facilities don't have an interpreter on site. So learning basic phrases and basic words will be very helpful to kind of meet in the middle when working with patients who have difficulty understanding the language. Today's video corresponds with page 34, where we're discussing time. So the videos are set very short so that it's not too long, but in time, I'm going to do each page as a separate video. Okay, so I'm going to do each page as a separate video. If you have the book, turn now to page 34. If you don't have the book, you can still follow along, but I really suggest that you try to get the book. It makes it much easier, and you'll understand what I'm talking about when I say a few things, because I'll be referring back to the book. So, on page 34, we're talking about time. In the hospital, time is one of those things where I don't think you have to worry about it as much, because people tend to understand 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. People would understand, even if you have problems with the language. Somehow the time is one of those things that I think it's easier to understand, because generally numbers are universal. But if you know how to say something in Spanish, and you can do your time in Spanish, it would make it much easier communication. So let's get started. Vamos a empezar. So when we're talking about the time, let's say 1 o'clock. Es la una. Es la una. Es la una. 1 o'clock is the only time that you would use es la, because it's singular, it's one. But everything else, you will use son. So if we keep going down the page, son las dos, son las tres, son las cuarto, son las cinco, son las seis, son las siete, son las ocho, son las nueve, son las 10, son las 11, son las 12. And then if you saw here, at noon, we're talking about noon, mediodía, that's noon. And then midnight, 12 o'clock midnight, is medianoche. So noon is mediodía, like middle of the day, and night, medianoche, middle of the night, basically. So as I said, I'm making these videos very, very short so that you have an opportunity to look over the book and then listen. Look and listen. So that's it. We did 1 o'clock all the way down to midnight. Gracias.